What if one small nation could change the future of global economics, technology, and diplomacy all at once? In a world dominated by superpowers like the United States and China, it's easy to overlook a small island nation like Singapore. But in 2025, ignoring Singapore's rise might be one of the biggest mistakes the world could make. Singapore, once dismissed as a tiny city-state with no natural resources, is now a global powerhouse influencing industries, innovation, and even international politics. Its progress is not just about skyscrapers or economic statistics. It's about how a small country became a model for governance, growth, and global cooperation. Today on infoSphere, we'll uncover why the world should pay more attention to Singapore's rise in 2025. From its powerful economic strategies to its unmatched global diplomacy, each reason will show you that Singapore isn't just surviving, it's leading the future. Economic transformation beyond imagination. Singapore's economic story is nothing short of a miracle. From a struggling post-colonial port to one of the richest nations per capita in the world, its transformation has become a model for developing countries everywhere. In 2025, Singapore's GDP growth continues to outperform larger nations, driven by innovation, technology, and trade. While many economies face stagnation or inflation, Singapore remains remarkably stable. The government's foresight in diversifying its economy, from finance and manufacturing to biotechnology and green energy, has paid off immensely. Foreign investors are flooding in, seeing Singapore not just as a Southeast Asian hub, but as the gateway to the Asian century. The world should pay attention because this rise isn't accidental, it's engineered through discipline, transparency, and long-term planning. While many nations argue about policy, Singapore simply executes. It's proof that small nations can compete with giants if they play smarter, not louder. Innovation as the new natural resource. Singapore has no oil, no gas, and no vast land, but it has innovation, and in 2025, that's even more valuable. The government invests heavily in research, artificial intelligence, and smart infrastructure, turning the city into a global laboratory for futuristic living. From driverless vehicles to automated ports and smart housing systems, Singapore's technology ecosystem is redefining what modern cities should look like. Universities and startups collaborate in harmony, and government policies make innovation seamless rather than suffocating. Singapore ranks among the world's top nations for digital readiness and artificial intelligence integration, positioning itself as Asia's Silicon Valley. The lesson for the world: brains can replace resources. Singapore's rise shows that intelligence and adaptability can overcome geography. Global hub for peaceful diplomacy. In a world where political tensions and trade wars dominate headlines, Singapore stands as a beacon of neutrality and stability. It's one of the few countries trusted by both the United States and China. Leaders from East and West see Singapore as neutral ground, a place where dialogue can happen without bias. In 2025, Singapore continues to serve as a diplomatic bridge between conflicting powers, hosting major global conferences and peace summits. Its commitment to fairness, respect, and mutual benefit has earned it immense respect worldwide. This small nation wields soft power that giants envy. The world should pay attention because Singapore's approach to diplomacy could be the blueprint for solving global crises: quiet, calculated, and constructive. Education. Building the smartest workforce on Earth. Singapore's rise is powered by one thing above all: its people. Education here isn't just about degrees, it's about excellence, discipline, and adaptability. From primary school to universities, Singapore's system emphasizes problem-solving, ethics, and technology. Students are prepared not just to get jobs, but to create them. In 2025, the nation's focus on lifelong learning and digital literacy ensures that no one is left behind in the new economy. The world's top corporations recruit from Singapore because its workforce is globally competitive, innovative, and multilingual. The rest of the world should take notes. Singapore invests in human capital like others invest in oil, and it's paying off beyond imagination. Green vision and sustainable living. While many nations talk about sustainability, Singapore does it. The city-state has turned sustainability into a national mission. Rooftop gardens, energy-efficient buildings, electric transport, and waste-to-energy systems are not just goals, they're realities. In 2025, Singapore aims to be among the world's greenest cities, showing that development and sustainability can coexist. Its Green Plan 2030 is transforming urban life, balancing nature and technology in a way few nations can match. As climate change becomes the defining issue of this century, Singapore's rise as a sustainability leader is something the world cannot afford to ignore. It's not just building for today, it's preparing for the future of humanity. Smart governance and zero tolerance for corruption. One of Singapore's most underrated strengths is its government. Transparency, efficiency, and accountability define its system. Corruption is nearly non-existent, a rarity in global politics. Every dollar of taxpayer money is tracked, and public trust is remarkably high. In 2025, Singapore remains one of the world's least corrupt nations. This allows investors, businesses, and citizens to thrive without fear of instability. The world should pay attention to this model, because while corruption cripples nations, Singapore proves that clean governance builds them. Safety and social harmony. Singapore isn't just rich or advanced, it's safe. Crime rates are among the lowest globally, and its communities thrive in harmony despite cultural and religious diversity. The city is home to Chinese, Malays, Indians, and expatriates from across the world, all living together with mutual respect. This social balance didn't happen by luck. It's the result of decades of planning, community policies, and a shared national identity that transcends ethnicity. In a world growing more divided by the day, Singapore's unity is an example worth studying. It shows that diversity can be a strength, not a weakness. Asia's financial nerve center. Singapore's financial sector is the beating heart of Asia. In 2025, it competes directly with global centers like New York and London. The Singapore Exchange, global banks, and fintech startups have made the city a magnet for international capital. But what makes Singapore different is its credibility. Strong regulations, political stability, and a transparent tax system make it one of the most trusted places for investors. While others chase profit, Singapore chases trust, and that's why global money flows there. The gateway to Southeast Asia. Singapore's location is no accident. It's at the center of one of the fastest-growing regions in the world, Southeast Asia. By 2025, this region is home to more than 600 million consumers and countless opportunities. Singapore acts as the entry point for companies, technologies, and ideas entering this booming market. The world should pay attention because Singapore isn't just rising alone, it's elevating an entire region. Its success has ripple effects across Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, and beyond. It's the modern Silk Road, where trade, innovation, and culture meet. The global city of the future. Finally, Singapore's rise in 2025 symbolizes the future of humanity's progress. A small island with no natural advantages has built itself into a technological, economic, and diplomatic superpower. It's not just a city, it's a vision of what the world could be if governance, innovation, and community worked together. From its green architecture to its AI-driven services, Singapore stands as living proof that size doesn't limit greatness, vision does. The world must pay attention not just to learn from Singapore, but to prepare for a future that looks a lot like it. So, why should the world pay more attention to Singapore's rise in 2025? Because it's not just a success story, it's a signal that discipline, vision, and unity can build miracles even without vast land or resources. Singapore shows us that the future doesn't belong to the biggest nations, it belongs to the smartest. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Singapore's extraordinary rise, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode from infoSphere, where we uncover the stories shaping our world today.